right, we welcome you in. Glad you're along for the ride. The new drug today is one more day with Hacker Nation, right out of the Wolfson locker room. Left guard? Right guard.
Left guard at the junior varsity level.
Okay, you don't have to tell that part.
Well,
it's just their left guard.
Left guard, yes.
Okay.
Number 64 in your program,
Okay.
number 1 in your heart.
Better run blocker? I'm going to guess run blocker. Better run blocker than pass blocker?
Yeah, they called me the road grader of Powers Avenue.
JJ, what would you have gone run blocker? Probably run blocker,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah, probably better run blocker would be my guess.
Just put his head down
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
absolutely.
Or
Run
number
some people
64
over.
because of my favorite Jaguar, John Yurkovich.
You wouldn't want to be the three technique against that guy. You wouldn't want to be the three technique lining up for Terry Parker that night. That's what you wouldn't have wanted to be.
It's funny you bring up high school football because did you see the Wolfson Inglewood score last Friday?
I did, actually. Well, by the way, didn't we win like 30 in a row or something like that?
Yeah, and I think I owe you like 30 cases of beer. But
Something like
it
that.
was nice putting a
I did.
49-0
Yeah.
burger on you guys last week.
Dang.
Well, and so-
Wolfson's back.
Well, and I saw at Fort Family Park, which is where some of our fields are,
Yep.
which you've been out there. I saw Impact Christian play Wolfson, okay, and beat them 42-6 or something.
Impact Christian's got a
Yeah.
good team.
And I remember thinking Wolfson's not very good. So I'm going to win yet another bet against Hack.
Yeah.
And then I lost that bet by 49.
49.
So it wasn't my best moment. So there's that. All right, all kind of things to do. We got a Duval County Scholar Athlete coming up in just a bit. We're looking forward to that. We always do that once a week. So we are looking forward to that. We'll do that coming up in just a bit. So we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about the Florida Gator basketball team last night. I got maybe some different thoughts than everybody else, but that was two good teams. I have no fear. I have no worries about the Florida Gator. I don't know if they'll be as good as last year. I mean, look, they were 36-4. They've already lost a game. They're probably going to lose more games this year than they lost last year. But we'll get to that coming up in just a bit. But the news of the day, Jacoby Meyers. I'll tell you what I said at the handoff to Lauren, Taylor, and Tom. When I saw the trade come through, before I thought about Jacoby Meyers, before I thought about any of the details, before I thought about what it means to the team, my first thought was, man, it's good to be a buyer. Mm-hmm. It's good to be a buyer who's trying to win now. There have been so many times. Boy, it's good to say, well, we traded them away because we want draft picks and we're building for the future. So many teams do that, and unfortunately, that's been the case here too many times. Did that run through your mind? When I first saw the trade, I thought, man, it's good to be a team going and getting a guy to try and keep winning. I guess that's what stood out to me.
Yeah, no, look, the fact that you're right in the thick of it at 5-3, absolutely, it's good to be a buyer at this point. It's also good to have a general manager that's willing to do it. I mean, James Gladstone, what is this, the 6th trade he's made since the middle point of August? He is not afraid to wheel and deal, and you upgraded the team today. It is an upgrade. Jacoby Meyers was wide receiver 1 with the Las Vegas Raiders. There's no doubt about that. So you bring him here when Brian Thomas Jr. is healthy, and if you get Travis Hunter back this season, all of a sudden that 3 wide receiver set's pretty formidable.
Yeah, it really is. And you have a lot of guys. I was telling them, we talked about this too at the handoff, a lot of players now who are on expiring contracts. Yeah. Greg Newsome's on one. De'Ami Brown is on one. They signed him to a 1-year, $10 million deal. Jacoby Meyers is on one. So 2 or 3 things come out of that. Number one, you can re-up all or none of them, so you can watch how they play, but just as importantly, how they mesh with your team, and in the case of the receivers, with your quarterback, or you can move on from them and rebuild. So it's very interesting. But again, I will tell you this, Hack, that in 1 year, Tony Baselli, James Gladstone, and Liam Cohen have turned this into a team that if they played today, we're going to be in the playoffs and are buying at the deadline to try and get there. God, that's good stuff. They're buying to try and win.
It's a drastic change from what we're used to seeing
Yes.
here, no doubt about that. And again, you bring Jacoby Meyers in. I talked to some people out in Las Vegas today. I'm actually going to have a couple of people join me on my show tonight to talk about Jacoby Meyers. Just rave about the guy. And keep in mind, he has a prior relationship with Edgar Bennett.
Right.
Edgar Bennett coached him, obviously, with the Raiders. Edgar Bennett now here on Liam Cohen's staff. So hopefully it'll be a seamless transition because Jacoby Meyers is going to play on Sunday and probably be counted on for these Jaguars against the Houston Texans.
I saw in one of the stories that he played collegiately, and I knew with Adam Baselli.
Yeah.
Tony's second oldest son played at NC State under Dave Doran. I remember Tony and I talking when he was there, and it turns out they knew each other when they played there. And again, I'm just reading a story I saw online that I haven't talked to Tony about it, but that he he said hello to Tony then, and he said hello, and so you almost wonder if Jacoby's a guy looking for a team,
right?
I mean, you got to wonder, was he a guy looking for a team there? But it's good, and the hope is, the perfect world is that Brian Thomas Jr. and De'Ami Brown are okay. Parker Washington stays in that slot. Now you've got some depth outside. And the perfect world is Travis Hunter comes back. Now we don't know. We don't know what that. We know at least 4 weeks. We don't know how many after that. So, but that certainly would be a perfect world. So we'll talk a lot about Jacoby Myers. Again, the storyline to me is the Jacksonville Jaguars, 8 games in, are buying as they try and win this year. That just sounds. And I promise you, when you're calling the games, winning's better. So it feels. So I like this. We'll talk a little bit about what that means and the impact on the Jags in a bit. We're going to start our next segment with the Duval County Scholar Athlete. That comes up in just a few minutes as well. The Gator basketball team last night. I think that was 2 really good teams. I will say, I love and Arizona's good now. Okay, I mean Arizona. I mean the freshman forward is really good. Koa Pete. Oh my God, he's the one. Magic. Let me give you. Can I give you some NBA advice? I mean, I'm a big NBA guy. So
I'd love to hear some.
Draft him.
Yeah.
Okay. You already got Boncaro, I know, but I'm just saying he's a good player.
I remember when he announced on Pat McAfee's show. You knew he was good when McAfee had him on to announce where he was going.
All right.
When he got out of high school.
Did he really?
Yeah.
But he's a good player. I mean, he's a really good player. That's a one and done guy now. Okay. I don't know where the mock drafts have him.
No, he's top 5.
Yeah.
My concern is very good. I didn't like our front court being pushed around by an 18-year-old.
Well, it was. I'll say this, and we'll talk more about it later on. Worry about the front court not playing well in game 11, not game 1. It was game 1. It was a hostile crowd. But I'll tell you this about Arizona, and he went for 30. By the way, I mean Florida had a guy go for 27 too. The difference was I love senior. You know how I am. I love senior guards. I know that drives people crazy. Senior guards. They had 2 senior guards. One of them went for 27 points.
Yeah.
I think senior guards. Florida won a championship last year with 3 senior guards. My favorite Florida teams, Moten and Maxwell in the 80s, Craig Brown and Dan Cross in the 90s. My favorite teams have had veteran guard, big physical veteran guards. And everyone's talking about Koa Pete, who's fantastic, went for 30. But Arizona had 2 senior guards, one of whom went for 27 last night because he's played a lot of basketball. These guys are older and they've played a lot of hoops. So I think teams with senior guards are good teams. I think Florida's going to be fine. I thought you and I talked yesterday about the rotation. The rotation was interesting, and that they only played 8. Klavjar was the 7th guy. They played C.J. Ingram, who I told you I've heard is really good a little bit. I thought they might, because it's the first game, I thought early in the year they might go deeper. Now, when they play UNF on Thursday, and that's no knock on UNF, but when you play an A-Sun team, the expectation is that you'll win somewhat comfortably, and not just UNF. Anytime you play someone that's not a Power 4, I should say. Anytime you play a non-Power 4 team, you might be able to play more of those guys. You may see Alex Lloyd. You may see the Brown brothers. But I thought the rotation was interesting.
Yeah, playing basically 8 guys. The one thing I will say, too, people tend to forget about this. You know, Will Richard and Walter Clayton played a year together prior to last season.
Correct.
There was some familiarity there. Now, Elijah Martin
Great
comes
point.
in and comes in and gets right in the system like a glove. So there was some newness in the backcourt, but you had a lot of familiarity with Clayton and Richard. Xavier Lee and Boogie Flan had never played a basketball game together until last night.
Yeah, they're going to be fine, by the way. They're I mean, Florida's going to go very deep. Florida's going to be a Sweet 16, Elite 8, maybe Final 4 team, just like they might repeat. Arizona's going to go very deep. I'd be very surprised if that's not 2 of the best 7 or 8 teams in the country. So we'll see. Who knows? The worst thing you can do, and everybody does it, is make all these determinations after one game.
Yeah, you don't overreact.
Yeah,
not at all.
Either way. But we'll see. We'll talk more. But the story of the day today is Jacoby Myers. We'll talk all about him. He's here, how he affects the Jags, what that means. That comes up in a bit. But when we come back, we'll start with the Duval County Scholar Athlete. Glad you're with us. It is a Nimnik Tuesday. We thank our friends from the Nimnik family of dealerships. Nimnik Chevrolet is on Cassett Avenue. Nimnik Buick GMC is on Phillips Highway. I've been buying my cars from Nimnik for a long time. I'm proud to tell you that. I'm proud to be their spokesperson. If you want to buy a car from somebody who'll treat you right, what you have to remember is nobody but Nimnik. Back in a moment. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Fall football keeps college campuses buzzing.
I'm RJ Saunders, and I'll help you slide into a college football Saturday with pregame news and notes.
On the Bueller Air and Plumbing College Kickoff.
Served up by Sonny's Barbecue.
Friday night at 6 on 1010XL.
Awaken 180 weight loss. Awaken 180 weight loss. Hacker here, and I recently celebrated a birthday with friends and family, and a lot of photos were taken. And you go on Facebook and you look, and you have those memories of years past on the same day. And I saw pictures of myself from 2 years ago. I couldn't believe it. I absolutely couldn't believe it. That's back when I was over 300 pounds. I mean, I was in a bad spot in life with my weight. And now here we are, my birthday in 2025, down over 100 pounds, keeping the weight off. I look like a completely different human being. I can't tell you how many times I'm told that pretty much on a daily basis by people who haven't seen me in quite some time. Go to awaken180weightloss.com, awaken180weightloss.com. I'm living proof. If you want to drop the weight, Awaken 180 Weight Loss is your answer. 844-346-1800.
I'm Holt Harrell. Generations of Harrells have served in the military. We understand the sacrifices that veterans and their families have made. Please join us this Veterans Day in honoring our servicemen and women. I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. As we stay committed to the Northeast Florida community, it seems like other law firms want to take over the world. In a world of law factories, choose a law firm with a name you know, a name you trust. Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Frangie here for South State Bank. South State has helped our businesses and charity grow and thrive. Whether you're expanding your operations, managing cash flow, or planning for the future, South State Bank offers forward-thinking, tailored solutions to meet your unique business needs. With expert guidance and best-in-class service, South State is here to help you move your business forward. Visit southstatebank.com or stop by your local branch today. Let South State become your partner in taking your business to the next level. That's South State Bank, member FDIC.
I open the door and take you inside the locker room to get you closer to the field, the players and coaches you care about.
Get a look at Hayes' blog on 1010XL.com.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reese Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Mike Dempsey for Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacksonville Beach. If your roof's got any damage, if it leaks, if it's just old and ugly, call my friends at Apex Roofing. But Mike, roofs are so expensive. It's true, quality roofing is not cheap, but Apex Roofing has up to 100% financing available, so you don't have to compromise quality for budget. Apex Roofing, no shortcuts, no stress, just quality work with financing available. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacksonville Beach. ApexRoofingFL.com.
Jacksonville, hunting season is here, and nobody gears you up like Green Acres Sporting Goods, home of the largest archery pro shop in Northeast Florida. They've got everything for all seasons: archery, black powder, and general gun season. Green Acres is a fully stocked Browning dealer with ammo, accessories, and safes. Don't miss out on Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday, happening now through the end of the year. Gear up today at greenacresporting.com.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,700 five-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design help us get organized at home. They create custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and more. Closets by Design will transform clutter into seamless organization. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation before the holidays and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. 18-month financing is available. Call 878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Hey, let's go!
And now, this this week's Scholar Athlete of the Week. Brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234 on 1010XL.
It is time for our Duval County Scholar Athlete of the Week. It is Monica Digatani from Wolfson High School. Hey, Monica.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Monica's a really good student and also a terrific swimmer. 4 years at Wolfson. Tell me all about your swimming career. How did you get going and how long have you done it?
So I started when I was around 8. My parents told me that I needed to do a sport and stay active, and my cousin did swimming at the time, and I really liked the atmosphere that the team brought back then, so I really enjoyed it. So I've just been swimming ever since then.
And you took to it. Obviously, you were good at it.
Yeah.
There's also the good at it part, right, too? So
Yeah.
you really enjoyed it.
We got Wolfson chemistry here. I'm a class of 02 grad of Wolfson High School, so congratulations on all your success. So I'm reading here over a 4.0 GPA, massive SAT score, the training that goes into swimming. I know you've applied to a lot of different colleges. There are only 24 hours in a day. How are you able to do all this?
A lot of time management and sacrifice goes into my weekends. I find myself doing homework or studying for a test rather than going out a lot, but it's really worth it. I see some results in the classroom and in the pool.
And he said the 4.0 GPA. Well, the weighted is 4.9. I mean, you're obviously a really good student. It's obviously really important to you. Why are academics so important?
I think it's important because it just shows really how hard and committed you work in the classroom, and I think it really translates to who you are as a person. It kind of really shows that you can put in the work.
How much work in the pool? What's your day like?
I do, so now we switch schedules. I do a morning every day this week, so I wake up at 4:40, and
Wow.
the practice is normally from 5:30 to 7:30, but I have to get out early because I have to trek all the way over here from Nocatee to be here at 8:10. I do 3 doubles, so Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, I'll double, and then I'll do a Saturday practice, so about 9 practices a week.
Good. Heck, you were up at 4:40 today.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. Absolutely. And then I went right back to sleep. What's your favorite stroke in the pool? Like, what's your best event?
I do 100 free and 200 free.
Okay, nice.
So you're fast.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a freestyler.
Yeah.
You're obviously very fast. Let's talk about college. What are your plans? What do you want to do? What are you thinking?
I am committed to Colorado School of Mines right now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's very cool. Tell me why. Well, why Colorado School of Mines?
So I'm planning on majoring in mechanical engineering, and their school is STEM-based. So their swim team, everyone really does engineering and like all that. So it's really unique. So everyone on the team, since they all do kind of like the same major, they all like help each other. So like on other teams, you find yourself with different majors, so they can't really like help each other. But on this team, I find it really vital to help each other on that team.
So you'll swim in college.
Yeah.
That's the plan. And are you just a freestyler? Will you do everything? What's your guess there?
I do a bit of breaststroke. I'll do 100 and 200 breaststroke.
All right. So tell me, what's the swimming plan now until you get to college? All of it. Club swimming too, or how's that work?
Yeah, I swim for Sporting Jacks Aquatics. Okay. So I think the plan now is to just either stay where I am and improve my stroke and just get faster.
All right, very cool. Well, Monica Digatani is our Duval County Scholar Athlete of the Week. She is from Wolfson High School. And by the way, that just happened. A hacker didn't make us recruit somebody from Wolfson. It just turned out that way.
It's karma.
Terrific student and terrific swimmer. Congratulations. Great to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
All right. Monica
Thanks,
Digatani.
Monica.
She is from our Duval County Scholar Athlete of the Week. She is from Wolfson High School and outstanding student and outstanding swimmer. So certainly very deserving Duval County Scholar Athlete of the Week, and it's great to have her in here. So
I've heard of the Colorado School of Mines. Didn't Gene Smith get somebody from the Colorado School of Mines?
There was a player here one time.
Yeah, from like a tight end or something.
Yeah, there was a player. A defensive end maybe?
Or maybe it was a DN.
Yeah, but
it was a Gene Smith specialty is what it was.
Yes, it was. Gene Smith, in 4 years as a GM here, never drafted an SEC player.
It's amazing.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Zero.
Hey, in Gene we trust. Wasn't that the motto for a while?
Let's talk about
his name was Mark Shericle.
The Colorado School of Mines.
Undrafted.
JJ, you can't slip it by
2011.
JJ.
Yeah.
JJ's so fast on that thing.
Right.
He's like legendarily fast on that thing. So well done, JJ. All right, let's talk more about Jacoby Meyers. In your opinion, I'll weigh in too, but how quickly can you get him ready? how quick, because I think you got impact right away. I mean, you got to play the Houston Texans, who are really up against it. This is a desperate Texans team. My guess is he's playing and helping. I knew when Greg Newsome came that he wasn't going to play much the first game. They do a lot of things on the back end. It happened a little later in the week. I at no point did I expect Greg Newsome to show up and be a starting cornerback. I don't feel that way about Jacoby Meyers. My guess is, given the attrition at the position based on injuries, given the fact that he's in mid-stride in his game, if you will, my expectations of Jacoby Meyers helps right out of the gate.
No, I agree. And, I'm going to dumb this down. It won't be this simplistic, but Greg Newsome, when he came in, well, you got to worry about different coverages and what the corner next to you is doing and what the safety behind you is doing. There was obviously issues with that against Seattle. If you want to get Jacoby Meyers on the field, you tell him to run a post on one, ready, break. Right? or go run 5 yards and do it down and out.
That's right. There's a lot of simple things you can do.
Right, to get the ball in his hands, particularly depending on the Brian Thomas Jr., De'Ami Brown status. So, no, I think Jacoby Meyers absolutely plays on Sunday, and I think they need him to make an impact on Sunday in order to beat, like you said, a Texan team. This is the season for the Texans. If you beat the Texans on Sunday, their chances of winning the AFC South are basically done at that point. They have got to beat Jacksonville, and you need to know that and have that mindset going in.
If you're late to the party, just getting off work or whatnot, Jacoby Meyers, the former most recent Las Vegas Raiders player, the Jags traded for him today. They traded a 4th and a 6th in next year's draft for Jacoby Meyers, the receiver who should impact him right away. He is an undrafted free agent, signed as an undrafted free agent by the New England Patriots in 2019. Right out of the gate was pretty good. By his second year, he had a 59-catch season. By his third year, Hack, in 2021, 83 catches for 866 yards and a couple touchdowns. 4 years in New England, got to the Raiders in 2023. That would be his 5th year in the league. 71 catches, 807 yards for 8 touchdowns. And then last year had his career year. 87 catches, 1,027 yards, his first 1,000-yard season, and 4 touchdowns. So it's a guy who's rising, improving. He continues to play very well for this football team. So this is a guy that'll be. Now listen, this year I'll get his numbers: 6 catches, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4. He's very active with a team that hadn't been very good. And Geno Smith is never really found a groove. They're 2-6. Point being, this is a good receiver who is emerging, if you will, and again, could help the team right out of the gate.
I'll tell you a story about Jacoby Meyers that I found out a couple hours ago. I was talking to my guy Adam Hill of the Las Vegas Review-Journal. He's my main guy when it comes to the Raiders, and he was telling me a story that when Devontae Adams was being so public with his trade demands and wanting to get out of there, it was Jacoby Meyers that was really keeping that wide receiver room together, trying to keep everybody to stay the course and all that. So then Jacoby Meyers' trade request comes out, unbeknownst to him. A reporter kind of leaked it, and Jacoby Meyers basically had a meeting with the wide receivers in the offense saying, I'm still here, that was not my intention. And as quickly as Sunday, go back 2 days ago, again, my guest tonight on Hacker After Dark, Adam Hill, asked Jacoby Meyers, hey, did you take time to look around Allegiant Stadium? This might be your last time here as a Raider. Meyers did not want to answer that question. After the press conference was over, Meyers goes up to Hill and says, I want to apologize for not answering your question. Here are the reasons why I didn't want to answer your question on the record. I thought that was really interesting. That, you talk about intangibly rich guys that James Gladstone always preaches. It seems like Jacoby Meyers is one of those guys.
Both Greg Newsome, former Northwestern player, and Jacoby Meyers are that guy. It is very clear that the Jags, if possible, are going to bring in that guy. Respectful, articulate, common sense based.
A good guy, good dude.
A good dude. So I think they're going to have that. But again, I think he impact. And by the way, this is a 6'2", 200-pound guy. This isn't a little guy. This is a guy that can high point balls. This is a guy, again, if they can somehow unlock in Brian Thomas Jr. what they unlocked a year ago, if they somehow can find that, he's a big fast guy too now. So now this is another big fast guy. I will tell you, and it looks like I might miss on this. I was wrong. I thought De'Ami Brown would really affect them. We laughed about it, JJ, talking about how much we talked about De'Ami Brown. I thought he would really impact. He had such a great postseason last year, started to emerge. for whatever reason, has not been a big factor. I was wrong. I thought he would be a big factor for the football team. I also thought Brian Thomas Jr. would be one of the best receivers in the league. So when neither one of those, certainly to this point, have happened, and Travis Hunter, after he has his big game goes down, you had no choice. Yeah, I mean, you had no, and again, they had 13 draft picks next year. They still have 11, but this was almost you had no choice. Again, I'll say it again. I said it at the top of the segment, the top of the program. I want the Jacksonville Jaguars year in and year out to be one of the good teams. Yeah, be one of the good teams, And I wanted to see them be one of the good teams and be a team that was going to be active in days like this. And I love that they are. And so Jakobi Meyers is the story of the day today, as he should be. And I got a good feeling about what might happen with him. With Greg Newsome, I didn't know what to think. I didn't think negative things. And I thought Tyson Campbell had some trouble in coverage. He couldn't find the ball. He hadn't touched the ball in a long time here. More physical than Newsome. But I thought Newsome would be, for what they want to do with their zone defense, and they play a lot of zone, and they're watching the quarterback, eyes on the quarterback rather than turning and running. With what they wanted to do, I had a hunch that Greg Newsome would be a better fit for them than Tyson Campbell, and I still believe that. But I wasn't sitting here thinking, wow, I'm expecting 5 interceptions and Pro Bowl and all that. I think Jakobi Meyers might be pretty good. Does that make sense? My feeling about where they're going to be with Jakobi Meyers is a little different. I didn't have low expectations for Greg Newsome, nor did I have high ones. I thought he'd be a good, solid player, and I still think he's going to be a good, solid player. I can tell you they like him. I got expectations here. I got a hunch Jakobi Meyers might change the team a little bit.
I thought Newsome had his best game in Las Vegas. I know the Brock Bowers touchdown, that was a heck of a play by Bowers. I thought overall Newsome played pretty well. When it comes to Jakobi Meyers, I get the sense, Frank, and again, we'll have to wait to see how it plays out, but if you're asking me today, I get the sense that this is not going to be a rental. That's not how they envision this. Jakobi Meyers turns 29 on Sunday, as a matter of fact. When the Jaguars play the Texans, it'll be Jakobi Meyers' 29th birthday. I get the sense that the Jaguars might want to extend Jakobi Meyers, have him a Jaguar for the next year, 2, 3 years down the road. That's the idea going in, which to me means De'Ami Brown is gone at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So if you can have a 3 wide receiver set of BTJ, Travis Hunter, and Jakobi Meyers for the next year or two, man, you're made at that point.
Yeah, and again, we are 8 games into a 17-game season, and hopefully more than that. A lot has to play out yet. Does Travis Hunter come back? Does Brian Thomas Jr. find himself a little bit? How much Brenton Strange is coming back at some point. So there's a lot. Again, the story of the day today is that the Jags went out and got a guy to play today to try and win today. By the way, I don't care how many players have been hurt. I don't care if your whole receiving corps has been hurt. If you weren't worrying about winning today, you wouldn't have done the deal.
Right.
I don't care how many backups you're playing. If it's later in the year and you're 3-10, you don't do this deal.
If they did not,
there's a trade deadline, but you know my point.
Right.
They did this deal because they're trying to win today. They're trying to make the 2025 season a very special season, not wait till we're good in 2028. That, to me, is the storyline. I said that at the handoff. I said it when we began the program today, and I think that matters.
If Devon Hamilton did not get his hand up there and Tyler Lockett catches that 2-point conversion and the Jaguars were 4-4 instead of 5-3, do they make the deal today?
Tom McManus asked me the same question in the handoff. He said, if they don't win Sunday and they're 4-4, and have lost 3 in a row, do they make the deal today? I don't know that answer. I don't know that they know it. My guess is, had they lost, it wouldn't have been, okay, we lost, so this is the plan of attack. I think it would have been, had they lost, let's put our heads together Monday. Let's see where we are. The trade deadline's not till Tuesday. Let's make some decisions. So I'm not trying to duck your question because it's a great one. Tom asked me the same one. But my guess is, Hack, that they don't know the answer to that either. You with me on that?
Right.
My guess is they would have put their heads together when they did win. They're right now a playoff team. They're 5 wins in with, let's be honest, 5 wins in with 2 games against the Titans and a home game against the Jets and a trip to Arizona and a schedule that's not quite as daunting as – they're all hard. It's the NFL, but not quite as daunting as the schedule you just played. So I don't know that answer. But because they won, it was very clear they were going to be aggressive.
And look, I didn't think the compensation was all that bad. A 4th and a 6th.
When you've got 13 picks.
Yeah, you still have 11 picks left. You still have your 3 third-rounders and your second-rounder. So, look, the compensation is what it is. Seattle gave up more for Rashid Shaheed from New Orleans than the Jaguars gave up for Jacoby Meyers. So from that standpoint, I was fine with it. I think he had to do something at wide receiver. So on the surface, I'm very happy with what James Gladstone did. And again, I think we're going to see the results pretty quick because like you, I think Jacoby Meyers is going to play and have to play a lot on Sunday.
We'll take a break. More deadline talk. Today's the day of the deadline. That's the news of the day. More deadline talk. Who did what at the trade deadline regarding the NFL? That's next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Hey, it's Carline here to let you know about my new tailgate obsession, Daisy French Onion Dip. If you love eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching football, you will love the new Daisy French Onion Dip and Daisy Ranch Dip. These are game changers, as delicious as a homemade dip made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you'd find in your own kitchen. You've got to try them. Once you do, you'll be hooked. Look for Daisy French Onion Dip at your grocery store.
Duval! Yes, you heard that right. We love being in Duval County, and we love this city. So during football season, it's absolutely Luval around here. Hey, it's Don from Tagaloo, and yes, it is that time of year again. I know everyone's working hard all week getting ready for game day. Taco Lou is ready for you. If it's pregame, if it's postgame, during the game. No matter what your game is, enjoy it with us at Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach.
Luval. Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Calling all poker players. The leaves are falling, but the poker is hot at Best Bet St. Augustine. Cash in on all the excitement with InstaPay every day, game day lucky seats, and daily tournaments and high hand promotions. Then don't miss out on the $400 no-limit hold'em, $40,000 guaranteed St. Augustine Championship, November 29th. Best Bet St. Augustine off I-95, exit 311. For all the details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
The experts at AMCO have been fixing cars for almost 60 years. Over that time, they've gotten more complex than ever. That's why our techs undergo rigorous training and certifications, so they can fix anything, including the most complicated repairs that come with some of the latest technologies. After 60 years, there's nothing we haven't seen or fixed. It's how we know cars inside and out.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles, from complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia.
How do you know that your roof is ready for the next big storm? You don't. That's why you need to call me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We'll assess your roof and fix those issues before they become storm disasters. Visit BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roofing quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
Cool air and clean air. Getting out from under that Florida sun and cooling off inside is where Florida Home AC shines. Think about it. You spend a lot of time indoors, and air quality is crucial to your health and comfort. Pollutants like dust, pollen, germs, and allergens can build up, affecting your well-being. Florida Home is dedicated to enhancing your indoor experience with superior air quality solutions like whole home air purification systems. Find out by logging on to FloridaHomeAC.com or call 877-4300.
If you're ready to transform your yard with a fence that stands out, elevate your curb appeal with Superior Fence and Rail. Superior takes pride in offering first-class service, friendly installers, and unmatched fence products. Mention this ad and get $250 off your next project. It's time to get off the fence and call today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Looking for a great place to enjoy some craft creations and soak up some scenery? Fernandina's Mocama Beer Company is a must-see and must-try. Nassau County knows it. Visitors need to find out about it. Mocama means near the big water where the sun is born. And if you visit their tap room in Fernandina Beach, you'll see how they've mastered equal parts precision and art in creating great flavors from IPAs to Pilsners, lagers, and sours, plus plenty more. Mocama.com, Mocama Beer Company. Start an adventure and find them in Fernandina.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Nimnick Tuesday on The Frangie Show. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
Frank Frangie, Hacker Nation. JJ LaSelva with you. Hayes Carline back in tomorrow. He is coming back from Vegas today, and we expect to have him back in here in studio tomorrow. We'll get to some Florida basketball. That's where he was last night in a bit. But let's finish the NFL talk. Sauce Gardner going to the Colts. That's the one that kind of got my attention today. If you haven't heard, Quinnen Williams, a terrific defensive tackle, also from the Jets to the Cowboys. Rashid Shaheed, you just heard Hacker talk about it, from the Seahawks, or to the Seahawks from the Saints. Logan Wilson, also to the Cowboys, very good linebacker from the Bengals. Trevor Penning, boy, the Saints are selling everybody to the Chargers. Jalen Phillips goes Dolphins to Eagles. I've probably missed a few of significance along the way. But busy trade deadline day.
Yeah, I don't know when the NFL trade deadline, which used to be absolutely nothing. It was a nothing burger for years when it became the NBA trade deadline, but it has as of late. The Saints are selling off everybody. They're 1-8. I get it. The Jets are selling off everybody, and I don't get the Sauce Gardner thing. I can understand Quinnen Williams to an extent. They just extended Sauce Gardner. They gave him a 4-year, $120 million deal that I don't even know if that's taken effect yet. And you trade him, and I think in the logic I heard today was there was no intention waking up this morning the Jets were going to trade Sauce Gardner until the Indianapolis Colts called and said, we'll give you a 26 first, a 27 first, and A.D. Mitchell. Yeah. And at that point, the Jets are like, hang on, we'll get back to you. They talked it over, and now here you go.
Yeah, and a couple thoughts on that. Number one, even Gardner said he was shocked. His brother's his agent. They were all shocked. A few things. Number one, if it looks like you got taken to the woodshed in the trade world, which is what people are going to say, that means you probably were desperate. The Colts have lost for a long time. They haven't won the division. Every other team in the division, including the Jaguars, has won it twice since the Colts last won it. They haven't won since 14. They haven't won here since 14. They think they have something. And I think what happened there is they said, okay, listen, it's been a long time since we've made a run at anything. I mean, again, they're in a division where every other team has won the division multiple times since they've won it. Remember, they were good. This is where Peyton Manning played and Andrew Luck played, and back in the day, Johnny Unitas played. I mean, this is a franchise that over the years had become accustomed to being good. It's been a long time. I think they said, screw this. We've got something this year. Daniel Jones is playing at an elite level. We may have the best running back in the league. Now's our time. Forget what happened in Pittsburgh. We lost. We're still 7-2. Let's go all in. I think that was part of it. I think as for the Jets are no good. So now the Jets have 2 first-round picks next year and 3 in 27. They have 5 first-round picks, Hack, in the next 2 years. The Jets have said, if we're ever going to say, screw this, forget what we've done, forget where we've been, let's go win, let's stock up all the draft picks and spend the next 2 or 3 years rebuilding. Kind of makes some sense. They were spinning their wheels. Nobody knows who their quarterback is. Justin Fields isn't any good. They haven't had good quarterback play in a while. The Zach Wilson thing didn't work. So somewhere in those 5 picks is the new quarterback probably, among other things. So it makes some sense. And I think the Colts said, we haven't won in so long. If we're ever going to go all in now.
No, I agree. That's what the Colts thought. And people are comparing this to the Jalen Ramsey trade because the Jaguars got 2 firsts from the Rams. I think the one big difference there is the Rams had Matt Stafford as a quarterback. You know, no offense to Daniel Jones. He's looked good through 8 weeks, except for the, 3 interceptions he just threw 48 hours ago in their loss to the Steelers. I mean, at some point, the law of averages is going to tell you Daniel Jones is going to turn back into Daniel Jones. You don't have a Matt Stafford like the Rams did when they did a similar deal.
That makes sense, Hack, if you haven't been losing for so long. I hear you. And for those of us outside of the Indianapolis market, what you said makes sense. Why would you do this? Because of that or whatever reason. But they're desperate, man. They've wanted. They are frustrated. Well, finally, they don't just see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's a big neon light. They're 7-2.
Right.
They had the best record in the league until Sunday. They're 7-2. And if you're this close, screw that. Maybe Daniel Jones isn't the second coming, but he's the best thing you've had in a while. I can tell you that. Everything else has failed. let's go all in and try and win today. I think it's a great message. Now, it's the risk of all risks, but we'll see if it winds up happening. We'll take a break. Let's get into college basketball. The Gators last night lose to Arizona in a terrific lid lifter. We'll talk about that and more. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Florida Gators football.
All the way to the goal line.
The Gators crawl on the bluegrass.
Touchdown, Gators.
Florida, Kentucky, Saturday at 7:30 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010 XL.
Frank Frangie here from my friend and insurance agent Craig Dewhurst. Craig has been helping families on the First Coast with their insurance needs for 25 years as your good neighbor and local State Farm agent. Now's a great time to review your insurance policies, whether you need auto, homeowners, or renter's insurance, or insurance for your golf cart, boat, or jet skis. Craig handles all of my family's insurance needs, and even better, he gives back to the community. Call Craig today at 904-940-9740. That's 904-940-9740.
Garrett Scantling here, and once again, thanks to Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. My torn hip labrum issue is resolved thanks to Dr. Doward, and Dr. Acevedo keeps my feet healthy too. Training and competing, that's what it's all about for me. And Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has me in top condition.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
You don't think this would be a good moment to text somebody?
There's never a bad moment to share your opinion on the 1010XL text line. Designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Share your opinion
As soon as possible.
at 641-1010.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
It's holiday season and it's not too late to find the perfect spot to celebrate with your team. Fourscore is a place that brings the energy, where great food, craft drinks, and unreal vibes meet cutting-edge full-swing simulators. Don't play golf? Do not worry. With over 40 interactive games, Fourscore has something that everyone will enjoy. Perfect for company outings, birthdays, and even private events that go beyond the ordinary. With locations in historic San Marco and centrally located Gate Parkway, Fourscore is ready to make your next celebration unforgettable. Hit the easy button and book your event today at FourscoreGolf.com.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I've been telling you how proud I am of my daughter Amber, who's lost so much weight on Awaken 180. But it's been a while now, so I wonder if it's something she can maintain. So I sort of asked her, how's it going?
So far, so good, Dad. But you're right, it has been a while. But that's the beauty of the Awaken 180 plan. There's so much variety in the food choices. You don't get bored.
You look great. Do you feel better?
I feel so much better. And I know it's because of the weight loss and how it's changed my lifestyle. So there's no chance I won't sustain it.
Well, what about over the holidays? Look, you grew up in our home, and you know we love the holidays.
Oh, I still plan on enjoying the holidays. I just plan on doing it by eating right. And I've already had the conversation with my coach. She understands the challenges of the holidays, and she's guided so many folks just like me through this. We've already made a plan.
So take my kid's word for it. Awaken 180 works. It's sustainable, even over the holidays. So change your life by calling 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com.
As a contractor, finding reliable subcontractors is key to project success. Prosser here. Guys, that's where Lloyd's Heating and Air shines. Not just your mechanical HVAC experts, but your partner, understanding every facet of construction to keep your project on track. Lloyd's will spot issues early before they cause delays. If you're a contractor with a need for reliability, visit LloydsHeatingandAir.com. Lloyd's Heating and Air, keeping you comfortable in every season.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
San Jose Collision is hiring. for an automotive detailer and porter. If you're detail-oriented, dependable, and love working with cars, apply in person at San Jose Collision in Mandarin. Valid driver's license required.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for a limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in Duval!
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Nimnick Tuesday on The Frangie Show. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
We sure appreciate our friends from the Nimnick family dealerships. My friend Billy Nimnick and all those great Nimnick folks, Lee Nimnick, Lauren Nimnick Dozier. They do a wonderful job. It's a great team over there. They do a really good job. Nimnick Chevrolet is on Cassett. Nimnick Buick GMC is on Phillips Highway. Been buying my cars there since 1982. That's a true story. I bought my first car there in 1982 from Billy Nimnick Jr. God rest his soul. Billy Nimnick III runs it now. And I learned how to buy a car from him. And I've been buying cars from them ever since. So I really appreciate my friends at Nimnick. They've been a sponsor of this program for a long time, and I'm proud to tell you that. So they were a sponsor of the Jay Solomon Show before I ever did this on my own, and I was proud to do that with Jay. And when the night my daughter was born. Ever tell you this story?
I don't think so.
The night my daughter was born, I was on the air with Jay live at Nimnick Chevrolet. We were doing a show from Nimnick, and back then it was we had some phones in cars, but you didn't carry around cell phones back then. So one of the sales guys came over and trying to get my attention. And I'm waving him off. I'm on the air. He says, no, take your headset. I said, I can't take my headset off. I'm on the air. So we're going back and forth, right? It's in the afternoon, doing afternoon drive with Jay Solomon. I'm not taking Jay and I are doing, Jay's paying me to be on this radio. So we finally go to break. I take my headset off. I said, what? He goes, your wife's water broke.
Oh, my gosh.
So I said, oh.
Wow.
Okay. I should have taken my headset off.
A little bit, yeah.
Your wife's water broke. So hauled ass. Hauled ass home.
Now, I imagine.
I was hoping you were going to say finish the show.
Went home, picked her up, and about 16 hours later, we had our daughter. So there you go. So appreciate our friends from Nimnick. All right, last night I watched the Gator game. I am not at all distraught. I'd rather win. I think Arizona's really good. They've got two senior guards. I think senior guards are all the rage in college basketball. I've always said that. They've got a great freshman who's a one and done, and you told me a top 5 probably pick next year.
Guy's a stud.
He's a really good player, and they outplayed Florida. They out-toughed them. They got the loose balls. Florida shot it very poorly, 7 of 27. I was more distressed a year ago in the first playing here in Jacksonville in the opener in the first half against USF when they trailed by 10. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That game worried me a lot more because I wasn't sure USF was all that. I think Arizona might be a Final Four team. They may not be, but they're ranked 13th. They're probably better than that. Now, what surprised me or what was interesting to me about the Florida game a little bit, I thought the rotation was interesting. I thought Isaiah Brown or A.J. Brown would be in the mix. Didn't play at all other than Isaiah at the end of the game. Alex Lloyd, one of the freshmen, didn't play at all. C.J. Ingram, the other freshman, he was the 8th guy, and he played a little bit. Urban Klavzar is a guy that can really shoot it. He obviously is clearly in their plans. He's the 7th guy, and he played a lot. And so you and I talked about this yesterday. We knew who the first 6 would be. We knew the starting lineup plus Handlockton would play a lot. Handlockton might be better than Chinilu, too. They're going to have to figure that part out, too. But so the bench was shorter than I expected. And I thought maybe the Browns would get involved a little bit. So that part will be interesting. Are they athletic enough and deep enough in the backcourt to make some sort of a run? But I think they're going to be just fine. Last night's game doesn't worry me. I just don't think they played very well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not concerned about them making the NCAA tournament based on last night's events. But the one thing that did stand out, and I think we knew it going in, but when you actually see it, they lost their 4 best guards from last year's team, 3 of which are in the NBA. The other took an NIL deal to go to Kentucky. And when you replace your 4 best guards, there are going to be some growing pains. And I thought there were some growing pains last night with Xavier Lee and with Boogie Flan in the backcourt. The front court, Tommy Houck looks even better now than he was last year, which is hard to say because
really
he was
good.
fantastic
Right.
at the end of last year. It's one game. You take it for what it is. Chinulu and Condon's offensive game still leaves a lot to be desired. And I'll go ahead and tell you, one game in, Hanlockton was better than Chinulu last night. So they probably, if that continues, they are going to need to figure that part of it out. I agree with you. Florida will be fine. But you do have to, again, consider the fact that their best 4 guards are gone, and it's going to have to take some time.
And to that end, I do wonder who's their third guard. If it's Urban Klavzar, who's the first guard off the bench, he can really shoot it. But I don't know that he can defend. I don't know that he can rebound. He's a shooter. I don't know that he can get. So if he's the first guard off the bench, now that is a concern for me. Whereas Denzel Aberdeen was a fantastic guard off the bench. You had 3 really good starting guards and a good one off the bench. So that if there's something that concerns me, it's that. Who's their third guard off the bench? I mean, their small forward off the bench is C.J. Ingram. He's a forward. He made the first 3, and then he bricked a couple after that.
He looks the part, though.
Yeah, he does.
You can kind of tell he's going to be a good one.
And I've been told he's really good.
Yeah.
I've been told in practice he's really good. So does Klavzar, is he the 7th man all year? Is he the 7th man now because he's been there? And all of a sudden Alex Lloyd or A.J. Brown or pass him up?
He looks bigger. Klavzar looks
bigger.
bigger.
He's thicker. His arms are big.
He's gotten in the weight room.
He's been in the weight room, but I still, and again, in fairness to him, it was only one game, but I don't know that he's a guy that's athletic and can defend and can run the floor. I know he can shoot it, and he's a good ball handler. I mean, he's a good player. But do they have enough depth in the backcourt? That would be last year. They had 4 guards and great depth up front, so it was a very deep team. And I'll say it again, they had senior guards that had played a lot of basketball. To your point, Lee, Boogie Flan has not played a lot of basketball. He's a sophomore, and Xavier Lee's played, but not at this level. Okay, last year they had 4, so we'll see. But again, I think they're going to be fine. I think that was 2 really good teams. I think you're going to look up. Yeah, they may be 9-3 in the offseason, in the non-conference season, because they could lose at Duke. They could certainly lose to UConn. They could get upset one other game and be 8-4. None of that's going to determine where they're going to be. What's going to happen is those 18 SEC games, and it's a tough SEC schedule. That'll determine their end season.
Yeah, you want to be rolling by the time SEC play rolls around. You want to work out all the kinks in the preseason or the non-conference schedule. The one thing, too, that stood out last night, and you hope there's not a lot of games like this, although you get a sense there will be. Last year, when it was a close game and you needed a shot, whether it was Walter Clayton, whether it was Will Richard, or throw in Elijah Martin, one of those guards was going to make a shot in a close game. Last night, Boogie Flan and Xavier Lee both had an opportunity with under a minute to go, and both couldn't get the job done. So maybe that was a little concerning to me as well.
Yeah, it was. Again, I'll tell you, here's my advice to you as a friend. As a young friend, I'm mentoring you. I'm still mentoring you, okay?
Yeah.
I would worry more about missed big shots 12 games in than 1 game in.
Agreed. But it's all we can go on right now.
I agree. But I would, and it make sure that's a pattern, because I got a hunch both those guys are going to shoot it pretty well. I'm not concerned about either one of those guys. I'm concerned about who the 3rd or 4th guard is. That's my concern. So we'll see as we move along. But look, they had the best player in school history. They won the national championship.
Yeah.
And as good as Condon and Houck was so good, they won the national championship because they had the best player in the country. I don't care what he is as a pro. Walter Clayton Jr. was the best player in the country. They had the best player in the country, and they had those veteran guards, and so that's got to find some time. I think I saw a lot that I like from Xavier Lee. I saw some things from Lee that I didn't even see from Flan. But again, 1 game. I think they're going to wind up being pretty. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun season to watch. And one other thing, that Todd Golden talked about this in Chris Harry's story, and I think this is dead on too, Hack. Arizona played out of their mind last night for a few reasons. Number one, they're pretty good. They got this new freshman. They got the seniors know how to play. Their season ended they were disappointed the way their season ended last year. They lost to Duke in this round of 16. They had a lot of their fans there. Okay, so those are all reasons they played out of their mind. You know why else they played out of their mind? They were playing the defending national champion.
Right.
Well, Florida better get used to that, because everybody they play knows. I mean, Florida walked out there with warm-ups. Did you see their warm-ups?
National champions.
They said national champion on it. Well, and good for them, by the way. I'd have done it too. But the other team sees that too. So you are now playing everybody you play. Everybody you play knows they're playing the defending national champions, and that makes this season. So, and Arizona played like that. I thought they had a chip on their shoulder last night. Did it feel that way?
Oh yeah, no, I agreed. And you kind of feel for Lee and Flan and all the new guys.
Yeah, they're going
to get everybody's best shot.
That's exactly
even
right.
Even though they had nothing to do with the title. And again, when teams repeat in college basketball, it's few and far between. But when they repeat, I would be curious to know this. Has any team repeated after losing 4 of their top 8 players?
Yeah.
I would tend to doubt it.
It's hard to repeat it. I mean, the only teams that have repeated in the last 25 years are Florida and UConn.
Yeah.
So Florida did not lose all their players. They brought everybody back. UConn, I don't know.
UNLV did not repeat. They got the back-to-back Final Fours. So did Duke.
Yeah.
But I don't think they lost 4.
UNLV brought the whole team back.
Oh, yeah, right, exactly. They didn't lose 4.
Yeah. They brought the whole team back. So yeah, for the most part, it's hard to lose that many players and repeat. But again, we'll worry about repeating in April.
Right.
Right now, I want to see what kind of team they have. Again, I got a hunch that was a long, athletic, skilled Florida team. They ran into a buzzsaw. And to your point, by the way, they got outplayed. They were 7 of 27 from deep. They missed 10 free throws. They had the target on the back, the whole stuff. And they're down 3 with a minute to play with a 3 to tie.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that for a second. With everything that went wrong, Flan hits that shot. It's tied with 50 seconds left. So it's not like they got rolled.
I'm gonna be torn emotionally on Thursday.
Oh, the alma mater versus the Gators.
The alma mater goes to Gainesville.
Oh boy, you won't sleep that night.
That's gonna be good stuff.
We'll take a break. More in a moment. 1 hour to go. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
It's not superstition. It's preparation.
Exactly.
It's your first game day pregame show. It's the Terminix Kickoff Show. 5 hours before kickoff. Connected by American Electrical Contracting and Campione Law on 1010XL.
Hey, it's Frangie. Business owners, listen up. If your plumbing or AC company keeps giving you the runaround, it's time to cut them loose. Call my friends at Duck Duck Rooter. They already partner with some of the biggest commercial operations in Northeast Florida, like the Jaguars and station operations. Their office team makes invoicing a breeze, and their field techs, top-notch pros. Make the switch today. Duck Duck Rooter, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 904-862-6769. 904-862-6769. Tell them Frank sent you.
This is Hayes Carline from my friend Holt at Harold and Harold. There doesn't seem to be enough time in the day to get everything done. Then you get injured in an accident and you don't know what you're going to do. Let Harold and Harold make it easy for you. Easy on becoming a client. You can just text or email if you want. Easy on finding a doctor and getting through the process. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harold and Harold and make it easy on yourself. Call them at 904-251-1111. That's 251-1111.
After the lights go down on Friday night, 1010XL flips the switch. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, Friday Night Lights. With Hacker and Dylan Denmark. Presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Tired of roofers who never answer the phone and just use AI?
I'm Morgan Conley, the People's Roofer. I answer every call. No robots, no runaround. I'm born here, built here, staying here. Visit MorganConleyRoofing.org.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. One of the biggest changes we've seen in fine jewelry over the last 25 years has been the growth of jewelry designers. At Underwoods, we're the leader, bringing to North Florida the best names in designer jewelry. In fact, we carry designer lines in a similar way to how clothing stores carry designer labels. The difference is that jewelry designers have to be a little more timeless in their presentations because nobody wants to buy a fine piece of jewelry only to find out the next year it's gone out of style. That's why you'll find at Underwoods the best of the jewelry designer names, those that are tried and true and popular. Names like David Yerman, Roberto Coin, John Hardy, Marco Bichigo, Jude Francis, Lagos. Hippolyta, and a lot more are all available right now at Underwood's. So if you want the best looks in designer jewelry, stop by Underwood's, San Marco, Avondale, or the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Game days aren't the only win happening in the 904. Best of Bold City named 904 Gutters with a Z the #1 seamless gutter company in Duval. Like the team's O-line protects their QB. Call the winning team at 904 Gutters with a Z to protect your home from the rain.
Bring your marketing to the next level with 3D Digital, your local video production and digital marketing agency that specializes in ensuring your brand story is seen, heard, and remembered. Our award-winning team creates professional content that will be launched across multiple platforms to precisely target your audience. Call us at 904-712-4004 or visit 3ddigital.com to define, design, and deliver exceptional results for your business.
Hey Jacksonville, Lauren Brooks here for Big Chief Tire. If you need new tires, Big Chief has affordable options to fit every budget and every vehicle. Their team of experts will help you find the right tires and make sure they're installed quickly so you can get back on the road. But don't wait. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment and explore their great tire deals. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rollin'.
Are you an experienced chiller technician and looking for a role where your skills are truly valued? It's time to make the move to Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. You'll get top pay, comprehensive health and welfare benefits for your family, and a pension that doesn't come out of your pocket. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal opportunity employer.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by USA Park Airport Parking. Florida Gators men's basketball team fell to the Arizona Wildcats last night in their season opener, 93-87. Thomas Houck led the scoring for the Gators with 27 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists, but had trouble stopping Arizona freshman Koa Pete and his 30 points, 7 boards, and 5 assists. The Gators host UNF Thursday at 8 p.m. It's 69 degrees at 5 o'clock time in temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Nimnick Tuesday on The Frangie Show. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
We thank our friends from the Nimnick family of dealerships, always Nimnick Chevrolet on Cassett, Nimnick Buick GMC on Phillips Highway. The place to go to buy your automobile to be treated right. To be treated right after the sale, not just before it or during it, is to go see my friends at Nimnick Chevrolet, Nimnick Buick, GMC. Frank Frangie, Hacker Nation with you. Ryan Green, the hacker, is here one more day. Hayes will be back tomorrow. JJ LaSelva is here. All right, I'm going to tell the world. I got to tell the world right now. I know you did it during the break, but I'm not going to hide anymore. Little Hack just hit a screamer right back at the coach.
Little Hack's turning into quite the ball player.
I mean, you just showed me, but Little Hack's 6, okay? And so it's T-ball.
It's T-ball,
it's coach pitch and then T-ball.
Yeah, because he's 6.
Coach pitch. How does it work?
It's like 2 or 3 pitches, and then they'll give him the T if you don't hit the first 2 or 3 pitches.
Well, there's one dude that didn't need the T.
No.
He hit a screamer right back at the coach.
And
I mean, a screamer.
I've not been working with him because I didn't realize that was the rule.
Yeah.
We just kind of figured this out in the last week or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's gotten like 5 or 6 hits, including that one yesterday.
He had a screamer is what he did.
It was unbelievable.
Absolutely right. Is he having fun?
He loves it.
Little
he
baseball
absolutely
player?
Loves it. Yep.
Okay.
Does a great job.
Okay.
He'd play him third base and shortstop.
Oh, you kidding me? You've already told him Uncle Frank's the agent? Have you told him that?
I told him that. I did, because when he met you, I told him how much into baseball you were.
Okay.
And he loves it. And we're trying to find a sport that's right for him. You know, he's high on baseball.
Yeah.
After baseball comes flag football.
Okay.
And then we're just going to kind of branch out there and see where it goes.
You should tie his right hand behind his back and force him to be a lefty relief.
Left-handed middle relief. The best job everywhere.
Exactly.
Become a millionaire and have to do, what 10 pitches every week.
That's a great point. The news of the day, if you have not heard, at least around here, the Jaguars have traded for Raiders receiver Jacoby Meyers, against whom they just played. The deal is two draft picks in next year's draft, a 4th and a 6th. He is a 6'2", 200-pound good player. Obviously, 4 years. I say obviously, if you didn't know, 4 years in New England. He signed with the Patriots as an undrafted free agent out of North Carolina State. 2019 through 2022. Moved on to the Raiders in 2023 and has been very good there. 71 catches, 807 yards, 8 touchdowns his first year with the Raiders 2 years ago. Last year, his career year, his first 1,000-yard season, 87 catches, 1,027 and 4 touchdowns. And he was very good this year, minimum 4 catches every game. He's a guy that will help the Jags right out of the gate. And that's the story. To me, the storyline, the peg, I said this at the top of the program, it sure is good to be a team that is buying, not selling, a team that made it, gave up 2 draft picks in the future to be good today. Gosh, it feels good to be that team for a change, and I applaud them for the move.
It's great to be in the month of November and be in a playoff race and be a buyer, like you said, to have guys help you try to get to that playoff push. Again, I didn't think the compensation was all that bad. We saw another wide receiver today, Rashid Shaheed, go from New Orleans to Seattle. Seahawks gave up a 4th and a 5th. The Jaguars gave up a 4th and a 6th for Jacoby Myers. And the thing with Jacoby Myers, maybe this means nothing. Maybe it's something, you tell me. Josh McDaniels brought Jacoby Myers with him from New England to Las Vegas. And now Edgar Bennett, who coached Jacoby Myers with the Raiders, is now here in Jacksonville, and Jacoby Myers is on his way to Jacksonville. So he certainly appears to be coachable because his former coaches seem to want him in their new locations.
It's a great point. Both of those are really good points, particularly the McDaniels point. He was going to try and win, so let me bring a guy that can help me win. He's also been steady, Hack. His last 4 years, 83 catches, 67 catches, 71 catches, 87 catches. That's a guy that does it every year. What you don't want is 68 catches this year and 24 next year, because that means either A, you got hurt, or B, you're not playing very well. And none of those things happen. So give me a guy that does it every year. JJ and I laughed about it because I thought De'Ami Brown was going to have this big year, and he certainly, at least to this point, hasn't been a big factor. But one telltale sign that he might not, and maybe I didn't see it, obviously, is the fact that he has not had a good full year. He just was good at the end of last year. Well, this guy's had a bunch of good years.
Right.
That's so it's a player with a bunch of good years. I think right out of the gate he starts. You and I are both numbers guys. I wonder what number he'll wear because I've heard 16's taken.
16's taken.
That's the word on the street, is that 16's taken.
I know there was a time in his past where he had number 11.
I love the fact that you know that.
I do.
That's taken too.
But Parker Washington wore number 3 at Penn State for a time. And number 3 is now available because Tyson Campbell got traded.
You know, let me tell you, you don't get this anywhere else in town. So, you don't get what Tyson Campbell, you don't get what Parker Washington wore at Penn State. Call another show. Go on Sirius. See if there's any other shows that tell you what Parker Washington wore at Penn State. That's what you get on this radio station.
That's why they pay me the big bucks.
There's no question.
So will Parker Washington want to revert back to years past and go to 3
Let me just
and
say
give
this.
Jacoby Myers 11?
I follow sports pretty closely. I'm a numbers guy. You could have asked me a long time what Parker Washington wore at Penn State, and I would not have known.
Now, I don't know if he was 3 the entire time, but I know he was 3 for parts.
That's what this show's bringing you right now, okay? That is good stuff, so we'll see what happens. But I do think Jacoby Myers helps the team. I'm glad he's here. I'm glad he's here to help the team, and I'm very excited to see how he's deployed. Again, I will say this again. When they went and got Greg Newsome III and traded Tyson Campbell for him, it was not my expectation that Greg Newsome was going to play very much. Number one, Monteric Brown had started to emerge at that spot. Monteric Brown, I can tell you, was going to start playing more and more, even if it meant alternating some with Tyson Campbell. I can tell you that's kind of where they were. And so I did not expect Greg Newsome to play a lot out of the gate. That is not how I feel now. I would be surprised if Jacoby Myers, and it's hard now, you're playing with a quarterback you've never worked with, and quarterback-receiver chemistry is critical, man. It is critical. That's why do you think teams throw so much in the offseason? How many times do you hear a story, Hack, where someone, the quarterback got them all together. They went to the Bahamas and threw together. They went over here and threw together. The college guys, they get them out in the morning and throw. Because quarterbacks understanding how long it takes the receiver to come out of his route. So every receiver runs routes differently. They round them off differently. They put their foot in the ground differently. And you can't know how one receiver does it until you've worked with him. And I get that. That makes it really hard. And Trevor's never worked with Jacoby Myers. Despite all that, I think you see a lot of him on Sunday.
Oh, I think, again, we'll find out more tomorrow, certainly Thursday into Friday, about the availability of Brian Thomas Jr. and De'Ami Brown. But, yeah, on the surface, with both guys leaving with injuries last week, I think you'll see a lot of Jacoby Myers. Now, one of the reports that came out today, it was either Rappaport or Schefter, talked about Brian Thomas Jr. with what is being described as a low-grade high ankle sprain, but Brian Thomas Jr. still feels there's a chance he could play on Sunday. Again, I'm not a medical expert. I know what a high ankle is. That's usually a 4 to 6 week deal.
Right.
I've never heard of a low grade high ankle sprain. But if BTJ at least thinks he can go on Sunday, that's a good sign for the Jaguars moving forward.
Yeah, it really is, and I'm really hopeful he can go. We'll take a break. When we come back, Jeff Dancer joins me. We'll talk some SEC football. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Game day doesn't end after the game. It's not complete without the window world of Northeast Florida fifth quarter with hacker Leon and Coach Gerald Ingram. Flavored by Hurricane Grill and Wings and Apex Roofing and Contracting on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be an 8-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness, all part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit nimnickchevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. I've been buying my vehicles from Nimnick since 1982 because they care about their customers and are invested in our local community, including supporting walk-off charities, and all we're trying to do to help underprivileged kids learn to play baseball. Treating you right, giving back to the community, more choices and better prices for you. So who has put the most years and stands behind a better experience? The answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnick. Visit their showroom off Cassett Avenue or shop 24/7 at nimnickchevy.com. Head to Nimnick today. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through November 13th. Financing available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home, building your trust.
License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com. If you have cane fever, you'll get your weekly dose of Miami football on the Hurricane Report.
I'm JJ LaSelva. This season, I'll keep you close to Coral Gables with the Hurricane Report on 1010XL.
Proudly protected by Performance Painting.
When you need a mechanic you can trust, call Sam, Harry, or Joe at AA Automotive on Richard Street. From oil changes to complex engine repairs, AA Automotive promises expert service and honest pricing from a local family biz. AA Automotive on Richard Street.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family-owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
You've got a circle of friends, right? Well, how about a circle of beer? All your favorites like Bud Light, Bud Heavy, Mick Ultra, or Natty Light. It's all there in the cold case at Circle K. Probably one right around the corner right now calling your name. Slide on in to a Circle K.
If you're tired of weekend projects turning into weekend disasters, you're not alone. Building a fence isn't as easy as it looks. And let's face it, your neighbor still hasn't fixed his lopsided masterpiece. But Superior Fence and Rail makes it easy. Highly trained professionals, top quality materials, and a fence you'll love for years to come. Skip the stress and call the pros today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hey 1010XL fans, it's game time, but don't get sidelined from the fun. The JTA Game Day Express is the smartest way to get to the bank on time. It's all sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. There are 5 convenient pickup locations across the River City, but remember, Game Day Express is cashless. All passes must be purchased through the MyJTA mobile app. Get your $10 pass today. For all of your game day needs, go to myjtafla.com.
No one has time to get hurt. Lost wages, injuries that not only hurt but hinder our success. If you're in this position due to the negligence of another, you deserve to be paid. Hey, this is Tom McManus. Injuries suck, so check out Morgan & Morgan. They're the largest personal injury law firm in the country. 100 offices, over 1,000 lawyers, with enough firepower to handle any and all personal injury cases. And they make filing a claim easy, and they don't get paid unless you do. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Visit forthepeople.com or hit Pound Law from your cell. Pound Law, that's all.
What is 1010XL's Jeff Prosser's favorite movie? The answer next.
Southern Oak Insurance is proud to continue offering coverage statewide. Financial stability makes Southern Oak Insurance a wise choice for your homeowner's insurance needs. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Believe it or not, Jeff Prosser's favorite movie is The Wizard of Oz.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch.
Time now for the SEC update with Jeff Dantzler from the Bulldog Radio Network and the Superstations. Presented by Underwood Jewelers. Here's Frank and Jeff.
All right, let's talk a little SEC football. My pal Jeff Dantzler joins us now here. Jeff, we had a slobber knocker. You were right. You expected a close game, and Florida-Georgia played a very close game. Now, in fairness to Georgia, they slid down and took a knee at the one, or it would have been a 31-20 victory. But it was still, to your point, it was a close game back and forth. What'd you make of the cocktail party this year?
Well, I thought it was a great game. And you think about it, Frank, the last 2 weeks, there have been 13 SEC versus SEC games. 10 have been determined by single digits. And that includes 5 this past week, and 4 of those were determined by a touchdown or less. I mean, these teams are really all about the same. It's just those couple of plays. And you think about it, when I saw the line come out during both teams' open day, in big picture, Georgia's ranked in the top 10, Florida's 3-4 making a coaching change. The fact that spread was only 7.5, and in the city you were in this weekend, my friend, it got down to 6 Saturday morning. For us Bulldogs, that was terrifying.
Yeah, and by the way, that kneel down by Gunnar Stockton was pretty big in that city I was in too. Just in case you want to know, that was an important kneel down where I was over the weekend, bro. I can assure you that. Hey, let me ask you this: we get in this vacuum. I know you do this with Georgia. I do it with the Jags and the Gators and the Knowles around here. We get in this vacuum, and we talk about it so much that we don't see from the outside. What was your impression of the Florida Gator football team? You're seeing it from 6 hours away, and it's not the one you're emotionally attached to like we all are. What was your impression of watching Florida throughout the season, but certainly on Saturday when you watched them up close and personal?
A lot of talent on this team. You nailed it last week when you were on my show and I was on with you. When you compared it to when Urban Meyer took over for Ron Zook, this is going to be a quick fix for that next guy, provided the next guy is the right guy. I think Florida's first 22 is really, really good. I watched the game with 2 Bulldog greats, Kevin Butler and David Dukes, and we were saying either Florida or Alabama, that's the best defense that Georgia's played against. So guys like Sapp, number 94 in that defensive front, are really good. I mean, that offensive line's really good, Frank. As we've talked, those freshman receivers are extremely talented. And Lagway, a big guy who can run it and throw it. Ball's a heck of a back. There's some fantastic pieces. I mean, to me, whether it's Lane Kiffin or Eli Drinkwitz or whoever it is, they are inheriting a very talented roster. Now, the depth is probably not where they'd like for it to be. I think the 2 biggest edges Georgia had. Billy Gonzalez coached a great game. This is not a shot at him. 2 biggest edges Georgia had: a little bit better depth and Kirby Smart.
Yep. I agree with you on both. And I think Georgia has that advantage when they play just about anybody. Now let's get to the other side of the sideline, to Georgia. I got to tell you, I hear people out there saying, and I say this all week long, not because you're on the air and you're a Georgia guy. I hear people say, Georgia plays 2 games. They can't keep surviving this. They can't keep winning at the end. They can't. I don't know. I think Georgia's really good. I think Gunnar Stockton's really good. I don't think that game was close because Georgia's flawed. I thought that game was close because Florida's got some good players and played their ass off. I think Georgia, I don't know who gets Georgia. I know they play Texas. I know Georgia Tech's having their best season in forever, even though they just lost. I like this Georgia team. You see them up close and personal. Compare this Georgia team to the ones we've seen these last 7-8 years? The two title teams last year, the last 2 years teams. How does this team, in your opinion, compare to the other ones you've seen?
Well, as we've said so many times, Frank, in the current landscape, there's not going to be a Tebow, Percy Harvin, Florida, Joe Burrow, Joe Burrow, LSU in 2019, that Bama team in 2020, Georgia 21 and 22. I think, and you see this in the NFL, in the number of one-score games in the SEC, as I go down a rabbit hole here, Kirby got one of his analysts. He's actually working on a project right now trying to find the number of one-score games in this league this year compared to every game and every season and every league and every year going way back. Wow. And he said that, the kid's probably 1/4 of the way through, but it's a runaway for the SEC this year. So I think a lot of what Kirby is doing, you're building towards that fourth quarter, knowing you're just not going to go out there and blow teams away like those aforementioned great teams did. So some of the things, whether it's rotating defensive players, whether it's you might feel like as a fan you're banging your head against the wall with some of the running plays called, but it's that cumulative effect because Kirby, he's such a brilliant guy. He knows these games are coming down to the fourth quarter. You're not going to go out there and be up 35-3 going into the fourth quarter. So there is a method to the madness, and that's where Georgia, especially these last two games against Ole Miss and Florida, where at times the defense has not looked good, but they come up with the critical stops, where the offense might have struggled, but they come up with the critical drives.
We laugh about this in the NFL. I've been doing these games 12 years now in the NFL, Jeff, as you know, and we laugh about the fact that so many games they fight and scrap and claw and battle and sweat for 3 hours and 12 minutes, and then in the 3 hour and 13th minute, the game's decided. You know that? I mean, every game, you're right, the SEC has gotten like that. All right, let me ask you this. If you were doing an SEC right now, like right now on Wednesday afternoon or Tuesday afternoon, whatever day it is, Tuesday at 5:20, an SEC power poll, how would you rank them today, right now? And obviously there's four teams better than the other teams, but how would you rank those four teams right now?
I'd probably get Texas A&M 1, and then I got the benefit there because Bama beat Georgia, Georgia beat Ole Miss, so I'd go Bama 2, Georgia 3, Ole Miss 4 right now.
That's pretty cool.
But here's the thing. Kentucky and Mississippi State went to overtime with Texas, who lost by 7 to Ohio State, who was preseason number 1. I mean, it's the degree of separation. It's like in the NFL, it's minuscule. I mean, you called a great game, by the way, Sunday. The Jags-Raiders game. I mean, like you said, you're beating the hell out of each other for 60 minutes plus, and it comes down to one play.
In every game, we talked about this. We said, think about this. The ball's batted down at the line, the game we had, and thank you for your comments, by the way. The ball's batted down. That game was over. We're exhilarated. We're on the buses going back to the airport. We're on the team plane. We're just exhilarated. And I saw those Raiders fans and some of the Raiders people. I was down there in the locker area. They're devastated after the game, and just think, if not for one deflected pass on a 2-point conversion in overtime, it's completely flipped. No
doubt.
I mean, it's amazing how that works. All right, I'm going to go back to your power poll. My power poll would probably be very similar. I'd probably do the same order you did, but if I was betting my money, okay, or better yet, if I was betting your money on who would win, I would pick Georgia because of the Kirby factor and the confidence factor. I mean, confidence matters. When you walk out there and you kind of think you're going to win, and because you have won in recent years, I've watched that with Florida forever. The teams that are used to winning, and they have it a little bit. I saw it with FSU all those years. I saw it with Alabama more recently. Georgia really recently. Teams that expect to win kind of do. Somehow something happens. The other team plays a little bit tighter, and the confident team plays a little looser. So my power poll would be the same as yours, but I would pick Georgia to win a 4-team tournament if those teams play. Does that make sense? That's what I would do.
It does, and I think another factor with that too, and of course thinking about what Saban did with Alabama, all those teams you just mentioned, whether it's Kirby or Saban or Steve Spurrier, the thing that all those teams have in common to me is that you're in every game. Right. You've got a chance every game. You're putting yourself in position, and it's such a fine line. Now, this year's incredibly unique with what's happened in college football, but if you're in a spot, and you think the other thing, too, with the great teams that we talked about, those powerful teams, let's say you're playing in the Spurrier-Meyer days and in the Saban and Kirby, 13, 14, 15 games, whatever it is. For those teams, 11 or 12 of those games, you're winning by double digits.
That's right.
So for the 2 or 3 that are really close, the odds are a lot better that it's going to go your way both times or all 3 times, as opposed to if you're playing 7 or 8 close games. Well, now this year, everybody's playing 7 or 8 close games. So I have no idea how this thing's going to wind up. I know the first playoff poll's coming out tonight. Frank, I think we talked about this back in September when we can kind of see which direction this highway was going. I wouldn't be surprised at the end when I think about teams like Tennessee and Vanderbilt and Texas and LSU. If they're just a bunch of teams that are like 9-3 and 8-4, and then the question becomes, what does the committee do?
You're exactly right. So I think 4 or 5 get in from the league, 4 for sure. We'll see where it winds up. Let's get to some teams now that are not going to be in the playoff. There are now 4 open jobs in the SEC. Florida, LSU, Arkansas, now Auburn, and that didn't surprise anybody. That was going to happen. My hunch tells me Kentucky's opening 2. That's 5 open jobs. I'm trying to remember if I can ever remember 5 in the league, Jeff. You followed the league a long time, too. If we ever had 5, and how is it going to play out? Which teams are going to be successful, in your opinion, in filling those jobs?
Well, and I think to take it a step further, and whether Lane Kiffin goes to Florida, stays at Ole Miss, Eli Drinkwitz, potential move there could be movement within the conference as well. I would not be shocked if literally half of the league schools, 8 of the 16, have new head coaches. We know it's going to be at least 5, and I think 6 or 7 is a very safe bet. I have never seen anything like this. So now it's all about the pecking order. I think Florida and LSU are the 2 best jobs out there, but LSU, with the political circumstances going on right now, that's going to be a bit of a red flag, which makes Florida, to me, the top job out there. But then if you're Florida, if you don't get Lane Kiffin, what direction do you go? Is that going to be such a devastating blow? You don't know what comes next. And then if you're Auburn right now, the pecking order of this, if I was in Auburn's shoes, I think you got to be looking at a really good, sharp coordinator. I'm going to throw you a name out there because he was on Kirby's staff as an analyst. The offensive coordinator at Tech is a guy named Buster Faulkner.
Yep.
He is really, really good. He might not get that Auburn job, but like you said, if John Summerall gets the LSU job, Tulane should go hire him, and then in 2 years, he's going to get a big-time SEC job.
Yeah,
at some point, one of these schools is going to have to hire a sharp coordinator.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised, by the way, if he gets the Tech job if Brent Key leaves his alma mater. I think that's where I think Faulkner may wind up. I think that could happen. You asked me on your show, here's my handicap. I'm going to handicap it like this. I think Kiffin's going to Florida. I think John Summerall is going to LSU. I think Ryan Silverfield from Memphis is going to Arkansas, and I think Kenny Dillingham at Arizona State is going to land at Auburn. Have I lost my mind? Am I close on any of those?
No.
What do you think?
No, I don't think so. And I think the Memphis to Arkansas and the Tulane to LSU, those are just smooth transitions there.
Yeah, so it's going to be really, really interesting. All right, almost done. LSU at Alabama. With LSU interim coach, Alabama good. Can LSU hang around? Does Alabama roll them? I mean, LSU's got good players too. What happens in that game?
Yeah, the wild card with the unknown factor with the interim coach is something. I knew what we were going to get from Florida with Billy Gonzalez. That guy's been around the league. He's really good. Florida's been competitive in everything. At LSU at times, I know A&M played great. They looked awful at times. They might hang around for a little bit, but I think Bama, the line's about 10 or 11, I think Bama wins by something like that, which in these days is like a blowout.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Final game, A&M at Missouri. This is a chance now. If Eli Drinkwitz is all that, you're at home. Okay, you're at home. If Eli Drinkwitz is all that, and I know he lost his quarterback, at home beat a really good A&M team. Does the Tigers have a chance?
Very slim. The team I saw, and I think we talked about this, I thought what A&M did to LSU, that's the best I've seen any team look in any game this year. I like Eli Drinkwitz. I like Missouri. They're always tough. I just think A&M's got too much firepower.
Totally agree with you. We'll see what happens. Jeff Danzler checking in. Does a great job from the Bulldog Radio Network and the Superstations right up the road. Jeff, thanks, buddy. We appreciate it.
Frank, I love you, my friend. Great job with the Jags. And how about that? Hey, you got a Jags win, and my man Brock Bowers had an unbelievable
God
game.
almighty, is he good? I mean, it's not like I didn't watch him every week at Georgia, but I had my God, is he a good player? Oh, my goodness.
I mean, I've said that they're a lot. I'm not saying he is, but I remember when he caught that tipped pass and ran down the sideline against Florida in 2022.
Yep.
That night, I said on our postgame show with Kevin Butler, I said, he might be Georgia's best player since Herschel Walker.
Boy, it's hard to argue. He's a really, really good player. Jeff Danzler checking in, talking SEC football. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Frank.
All right, we'll take a break. We got more coming up. Stay with us on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. When it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Football season is here, and our hometown team isn't the only one ready to stack up the wins. At Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi, you score big every time you shop with us. Thousands of vehicles, no flags, no fumbles, just hassle-free car buying and big wins with lifetime warranties, lifetime oil changes, and lifetime customer service. Plus, our wow pricing lets you celebrate a touchdown of savings. Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi. We're here to wow you.
Hi, folks. Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Ever wonder what to do with leftover paint that you don't want? Here's a few options. Paint can be placed in the regular trash if it's dry. Simply stir in kitty litter to a thick consistency. Then wait a few days with the lid off till it dries. Also, if the paint is good, there's many charities or churches that would love to have it. If you'd like more tips or have a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
Frank Frangie here for Coyle Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember Morton Anderson missing a chip shot field goal that launched the Jags into the playoffs in '96? You know who doesn't miss? Coyle Fencing. Coyle has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida since 1927. Heck, Coyle has been installing fences since before Emery Bellard installed the wishbone offense. If you need a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle Fence today at 904-356-4821 or visit CoyleJacks.com. Coyle Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminex. When mice and rats show up in your home or business, they can be a real pain. You need them out fast, before they have time to multiply. Terminex knows how to shut down rodents and will keep them from coming back to wreak more havoc. When rodents show up, so does Terminex. Don't live with a rodent problem, Terminex it. Visit Terminex.com today to schedule a free inspection online just like I did. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Jason, I called you about the ductwork in my attic this summer, and you totally blew me off.
I did.
My airflow is too low and my bills are too high.
I know.
There's stains on my ceiling tiles and sweating around the vents, and the mice have chewed so many holes in the ducts, I think they're getting more AC than I am.
I know.
Then how could you let me suffer all summer, Jason?
Because summer is the one time of year I just can't send my technician into someone's steaming hot attic. They'd kill me. Ductwork is hot, cramped work at the best of times. Lucky for you, those best of times are in November.
You mean like now?
Bueller Air and Plumbing can repair your old, damaged, or just plain sketchy ductwork right now when it's not too hot and not too cold.
And none of your technicians will kill you.
It's a win-win.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Rollovers, head-on collisions, hit and runs, you name it, we've litigated it.
And while insurance companies joke about the mayhem that occurs on roadways, we've seen the real effects. Lost lives, catastrophic injury, cars crushed like soda cans. And trust us, there's nothing funny about it.
If you've been in a crash, count on our experienced attorneys to seek full justice and all the money your case is worth.
For a fairer fight, you know who to call. Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. If you have a school, team, or group that would benefit from a team store, you're in luck. because we now offer team stores. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
This is Niall Lawrence Stample, national champion and owner of NLS Cleaning. We're your exterior cleaning experts for pressure washing, gutters, windows, and paper sealing. This event season, get your home or business ready to go before guests arrive. NLS Cleaning, 708-8802.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since 87.
All right, over the course of the program today, we talked about the big story, at least in our town. Jacoby Meyers on his way to Jacksonville. The Jags have traded a 4th and 6th round pick in next year's draft to get the erstwhile Raiders receiver. He's a good player. He's a guy that's been very steady over the last 4 or 5 years in his career. This is his 7th year in the league, an undrafted free agent out of NC State, but very good for both the Patriots and the Raiders. Hacker made a great point earlier. Josh McDaniels, when he got the Raiders job coming from New England, made a point to go get him. And Edgar Bennett, who's worked with him, probably had something to do with the Jags going and getting him. So coaches that have coached him like him. So Jacoby Meyers on his way here. We talked about that. We talked about the NFL trade deadline. Very busy. I agree with your point earlier. It looks like, to me, you said the NBA deadline. To me, it's like the baseball deadline.
Yeah.
It didn't used to be busy, and that was a very active deadline today. We talked about that. We talked about the Florida basketball team. Their first a narrow loss to Arizona and just a terrific lid lifter. And Jeff Dancer joined me a moment ago to talk about the SEC, as it were. Earlier in the program, by the way, Monica DeGattani was here. She is our Duval County Scholar Athlete of the Week. She was from Wolfson High School. FSU beats Wake 42-7. Did that save his job? Saves his job for now, right?
I know a lot of Florida State buddies of mine that were not happy with that.
Not happy with the win almost.
Not happy with the win.
It's weird, isn't it?
It is weird.
Both Florida and FSU were in awkward situations regarding that this year.
Yeah, and I understood it because I had Gator buddies that wanted Florida not really to win for the Napier situation, although that's obviously done now. I don't know if it saves his job. I'll tell you this. I mean, Wake Forest was a 5-2 football team.
Right.
Pretty decent, and that's Florida State's best win, obviously, since Alabama. It's the most complete game they've played in almost 2 months. And now they go play a Clemson team that is probably the most disappointing team in college football. I mean, if Florida State goes in there and wins, Clemson's 3-6. There were a lot of people picking Clemson to win the national championship on Labor Day. So Florida State's got a great opportunity, and I do think if they go to Death Valley and beat Clemson, then maybe Mike Norvell is in a little better standing at that point with the Florida State fan base.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens because it's still a home game for Clemson. Clemson's not very good. Dabo's kind of off the rails a little bit. Earlier in the year, he said, well, they don't want me. They don't want to win. Get rid of me. Well, he's been losing ever since he said that. And then he was on the officials. Did you see today's bite?
Wild.
Yeah.
Basically insinuating that officials are up to no good.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he's become unhinged. And,
Yeah.
And Dabo was never. One thing that made Dabo as good as he was is he was never unhinged guy. He was the Southern gentleman. And I think and that served him well. Excuse me. Being the Southern gentleman served Dabo well. People respected him. They liked him. Parents wanted their kids to play for him. Kirk Herbstreit talked about that. His kid went there because parents wanted their kid to play for this common sense, regular guy, spiritual guy. And he's become unhinged a little bit, which makes that game this week, the 7 o'clocker again between FSU and Clemson, terribly interesting. It really does.
No, I agree. And isn't it interesting how things don't work out the way we thought? You know, when that schedule came out, you see Florida State, Clemson. We were thinking, wow, college game day, maybe ABC 7:30. No, it's ACC Network. At 7 o'clock.
By the way, Florida State, Clemson, and the Gators all on the networks this week.
Yeah, man.
Neither one of them made ESPN. None of the three. None of the three made the networks. Then you got SEC Network and ACC Network for Florida State, Clemson, and Florida. By the way, Florida State, Clemson, and Florida since 1996 have won 8 national championships between them. That's 8. And they're on ACC Network and SEC Network this week.
It's good for the networks, I suppose. And hey, TV higher-ups, stop putting Florida on at night. I mean, it's just ridiculous at this point. They're 3-5. They're on at night this week. They're already on at night next week against Ole Miss. I feel bad for Jeff and Dan. for swamp sessions. Those guys got to be up till midnight every Saturday watching a.
Can a brother get a noon kick just once?
Oh my God!
But that's why I will always say I don't care what the hell Ole Miss does this year. Florida is such a bigger job. It's the brand. They could be 3-5, and they're going to be in prime time. That's how it's always going to be.
And for that reason, JJ, that's probably why he's going to take the job. He's done. So many people ask me, "Are you convinced Kiffin's taking the job?" So I'm never convinced because only Kiffin knows. But we all know what it comes down to is he's legendary at Ole Miss. They're going to build him a statue if he stays. He'll never buy another drink there. He'll be the most popular guy at the Grove for life. But can he do what he could do if he goes to Florida, which is a job he's always craved and coveted? And will it be the heartstrings of Ole Miss or the ambition to get the Florida job? And I think he's going to have both opportunities, and I think ambition's going to win out.
Let me phrase it another way, and I don't mean to put you on the spot here.
Okay.
Would you be surprised if he doesn't take the Florida job?
You know, I'm never surprised anymore. Let me rephrase that. Yes, I'd be surprised. I'm never shocked anymore.
Mm-hmm.
How's that a better way of saying it? Nothing would shock me. Nothing would, but I would be moderately surprised because he strikes people that I know him, and I have a handful, and hearing him in his, I don't know him at all, hearing him in his pressers and whatnot, that I would be, he strikes me as the guy that can't wait to get that blue blood job and prove to the world that's who he is. He strikes me as a guy that he was immature early on. He had a lot of jobs. Man. He was the head coach of the Raiders, head coach of Tennessee, head coach of USC, had a smaller job at FAU. He had a lot of jobs, a lot of head jobs. He strikes me as a guy that still feels like there's something to prove. And if he never leaves Ole Miss, he never will have had the chance to really prove it. He was at USC for a cup of coffee. He was at the Raiders for a cup of coffee. He left Tennessee before. He's never, whether it's his fault or whatever, he feels like he's never been given a chance to prove he can do it at the highest level. And if he never leaves Ole Miss, he will believe that. Steve Spurrier could have stayed at Florida forever, but he wanted a chance to prove he could do it in the NFL, and that thing went sideways with Daniel Snyder, but that's why he left. Billy Donovan could have stayed at Florida forever, but he wanted a chance to prove he could do it at the highest level. I think for where Lane Kiffin is now, the highest level would be Florida or LSU or Alabama or wherever, and this is his chance to get one of those. So I would be moderately surprised because nothing shocks me anymore, but moderately surprised. How about you? Same question.
Yeah,
you just asked me.
I mean, I think that guys like you that I believe are in the know a little bit. I hear the Lane Kiffin talk so much surrounding Florida that, yeah, I'm getting to the point now, maybe more so than I was a week or two ago, where I would be sort of surprised if he doesn't take it. I'll tell you what's surprising to me already, and again, this could change in a week or two, but as we sit right now, man, I thought when LSU opened that it was going to be back and forth, hour by hour, LSU versus Florida for Lane Kiffin. That's not the vibe I'm getting coming out of LSU.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I don't – Lane has, in my opinion, and part from what I've been told, he has an emotional attachment to both Ole Miss and Florida. Ole Miss for obvious reasons. They gave him another chance. It's gone great there. He's a hero there. His daughter goes there. His family lives there. The emotional tie, and it's really kind of cool. It's a very cool emotional tie between Lane and Ole Miss. And I mean that very sincerely. He also has an emotional tie to Florida. He lived in the state of Florida a lot of years when his dad coached at Tampa. He met his wife, his then wife, at the Swamp. He always wanted to be Spurrier. He had that. He wears a visor and chirps a little bit because he thought that's what Spurrier did. He spent all that time watching Spurrier and one day wanting that. So there isn't, whether you like it or not, that emotional tie is real. His former father-in-law was a legendary quarterback at Florida. There's nothing between he and LSU other than the fact that LSU's a great job. Mm-hmm. But I don't sense, from what I'm told and from what I can see on the periphery, there's no emotional connection between Lane and LSU other than the fact that he's a good coach and it's a really good job. That connection between he and Florida is real. Not as connected as he is with Ole Miss, because that's his job right now. So that's why I don't think LSU, and I said all along I didn't think LSU would be in play, and I don't think they would.
And purple's a hard color to pull off. It really is.
And then there's that. You go to all those yoga classes, you get in great shape, and then you got to wear purple. Nobody wants to do that. We'll take a break. We'll wrap the program after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
9 weeks of the NFL season in the books, and the Kansas City Chiefs are emerging as the betting favorite to win the Super Bowl despite losing at Buffalo in week number 9. They are plus 550 to hoist the Vince Lombardi Trophy. The Bills are plus 600. The Detroit Lions in second place, tied with the Chicago Bears in the NFC North, are plus 800 to win the Super Bowl. The Eagles are also plus 800 to repeat as champions. The LA Rams, with the top passing offense led by Matt Stafford, they're plus 850. The Green Bay Packers are plus 900. The Indianapolis Colts, the highest scoring team in the league, plus 1,200 to win Super Bowl 60.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1010 XL.
Hey, it's Frangie. Business owners, listen up. If your plumbing or AC company keeps giving you the runaround, it's time to cut them loose. Call my friends at Duck Rooter. They already partner with some of the biggest commercial operations in Northeast Florida, like the Jaguars and station operations. Their office team makes invoicing a breeze, and their field techs, top-notch pros. Make the switch today. Duck Rooter, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 904-862-6769. 904-862-6769. Tell them Frank sent you.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries is through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically, if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari at Bari Orthopedics.
Did you know that for every inch of rain on a 2,000 square foot roof, 1,500 gallons come off the eaves of the roof? Call Clearwater Seamless Gutters and Drainage, and we'll design a plan using our Clearwater Seamless Gutters, and we'll connect those gutters to a Clearwater drainage system to solve your erosion and standing water issues.
Clearwater Seamless Gutters. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at gutters. And drainage, too.
SeamlessGuttersJacksonville.com.
Jacksonville, are you ready? The college basketball season is tipping off soon with an epic in-state showdown. The defending national champion Florida Gators and the Miami Hurricanes go head-to-head in the Jacksonville Hoop Showdown. Be there Sunday, November 16th at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena and witness this in-state rivalry live. Secure your seats now at Ticketmaster.com. It's Florida versus Miami right here at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena, November 16th. Ticketmaster.com.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I just got back from the farm at Okefenokee. Man, it's incredible. Just an hour north of Jacksonville and Folkestone. I was so impressed. It's about connecting with nature, with food, with community. And now you can own your very own handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm. Everything you need is there. You'll hardly need to go grocery shopping. Learn more about all of it at okefarm.com. That's OKEfarm.com, the farm at Okefenokee.
The experts at AMCO have been fixing cars for almost 60 years. Over that time, they've gotten more complex than ever. That's why our techs undergo rigorous training and certifications, so they can fix anything, including the most complicated repairs that come with some of the latest technologies. After 60 years, there's nothing we haven't seen or fixed. It's how we know cars inside and out.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at AMCOJacksonville.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyoublow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
We've all seen the Nike logo on many famous athlete shirts and hats. But what is Nike? The answer next.
When you file a claim with Southern Oak Insurance, we schedule one of our trusted vendors to work directly with you, which means a faster claim resolution. Find out more at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Nike is the goddess of victory. No wonder Scotty Scheffler wears that logo.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Nimnick Tuesday on The Frangie Show. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
We do thank our friends from the Nimnick family of dealerships. Sure, I'm proud to be a spokesman for Nimnick. Nimnick Chevrolet on Cassett, Nimnick Buick GMC on Phillips Highway, the place to go to buy your automobiles, and I'm sure proud that I've been buying mine there for a long, long time. All right, your last couple minutes. Thanks for filling in, Bill. You do a great job here. We really appreciate it. Hayes appreciates it. I appreciate it. JJ does as well. We appreciate you doing double. And by the way, Heck does double duty. It's not like he doesn't do his show these days. He does ours. He gets up all his guests. He does a fantastic job setting up guests, as good as anybody in this building. Comes in here, does our show, goes and eats a hamburger, and comes right back on and does his show with all his guests. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. You're a good dude, and you do a great job on the air. We appreciate that. All right, well, so last time we'll do this for a while. Expectations for the Jaguars moving forward. You don't have to go game by game, but where do you think this thing's headed?
Yeah, I mean 5-3 right now. You got 9 games to go. Can you get to 10? That would be 5-4 in the next 9. I think that's absolutely reasonable. And if you get to 10, you're likely going to be in the playoffs, probably as a wild card because Indianapolis already was 7. But that's the goal. If you can get to 10 in the win column, I think you're probably in the postseason, which would be an unbelievable achievement based on where this team was prior to the arrival of Cohen and Gladstone. And think about what happened today. You know, the Jets had a fire sale. You still play them. Tennessee's terrible. They traded off a couple of their pieces. You play them twice. It is very reasonable when you're already at 5 wins to think that you can get to 10.
I would be very surprised if they don't win those 3 games. That means you're at 8.
Mm-hmm.
So can you find 2 more along the way, to your point? So I like where they are, and I like the fact that they went out and got a receiver who I think that will help them right away. Let's say hello to Rick Pillow.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnick. Nimnick Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnick Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
The Jacoby Meyers era, Rick.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Followed his entire career. I mean, I don't know if he was redshirted or not at NC State, but he played 3 years and left.
He was redshirted his first year.
Undrafted.
Yeah.
And I watched him, obviously, an awful lot in New England.
Right.
Pretty good role player. Edgar Bennett got his best season out of him a year ago in Las Vegas. And, you know, they make the move now. I think it says a lot of things. First of all, I wanted a safety more than anything and maybe some help on the defensive line. I would have had wide receiver in at number 3, but it makes you wonder with 4 banged-up guys how healthy, well, what do they expect out of them in the final 9 games, plus hopefully the postseason. And this is a real opportunity here for Jacoby Meyers. You know he's going to play hard because it's a contract season. He's playing for a new contract.
Rick, I got to tell you, I said this at the top. I agree with everything you said. I said this at the top of the program, too. It's just so nice to be a team with a winning record and be a buyer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, there's been so many years here that, well, let's trade this guy and that's okay. We'll trade Jalen. We'll do this, and we'll get draft picks, and we'll rebuild. It's nice to be one of the team that's not worried about tomorrow, that's trying to win today. I mean, that when I first thing that jumped off the page for me.
Yeah, and I think it's a great point. I mean, they're not building for next year. They're trying to win this year. They had 13 picks. They give up 2 of them. They still have 11 selections. They have the opportunity to make more moves, you know, around the draft. Obviously, the trade deadline now is come and gone, but you're always building to get better, but there's also an opportunity to go for it. And I think James Gladstone showed today that, you know, with a 5-3 record, they're planning on winning football games this year and playing January football. So you don't make that move if you don't believe that's the case.
It's coming up tonight.
We got all that. We'll go out to Vegas in about 30 minutes, have a live report there. We'll get everything. I know he's played the slot. He's played outside as well. But we'll get everything from Jacoby Meyers as far as what he's done the last couple of years out there, how he has been used effectively, and what they believe he will be used here as well. So we'll do that. Also have more locker room. Travis Etienne, I'm certainly going to play him coming up tonight. I caught up with a lot of players after the victory on Sunday.
All right, comes up. Rick goes into the night, and Travis Etienne, what a terrific season he's having. Hack, once more time, thank you for filling in. We appreciate that. You did a great job.
Appreciate you, Frank.
Hayes Carline returns tomorrow. Hayes, JJ, and I'll have it for you starting at 4 o'clock. We're out of here. For Hacker, for the absent Hayes, for JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.